Hey everyone. So we are in the middle of literally trading rooms. When we first started fostering our now adopted daughter, we had them in opposite rooms. Of course he's talking to you guys. Say hi to everybody. Oh, and now he's not gonna talk. He does this every time. Need water. So what we ended up doing was, at first, the teens were in the bigger room. Tweens were in the smaller room. I'm still gonna call it the tween room. I know you're a teenager now. But they want to show the progress. So I don't put their personal stuff on film unless, whoa, I got whited out. I don't put their personal stuff on film unless they want it on film. But she asked, right? So she wants to show the progress. So I'm gonna take you through a couple of things that we totally have done off camera. We're day 2 into rearranging the rooms. So one of the things that I do when I'm cleaning is I will actually completely empty out a room of everything that can be moved out of there. Of course this is the original bunk bed, has stairs, had a trundle with it, is a massive bed. There is no way this is coming out. But the rest of this room had been completely emptied out of everything but this bed last night when we started. What it started was, so the youngest two, 13 and 11, were in the smaller room. And they were having trouble we kind of at first, because first she was fostering, then to adoption. Everything was kind of temporary for a while to see, you know, what we were going to do. But she's very happily a part of our family now. So I want everybody to have a space that feels like this is everybody's home now. And that's our goal. That's always been our goal since the beginning. So what we're doing now is, they ran out of space. The younger girls still have like 2 doll houses. They have their American Girl dolls and stuff. And I don't want to make them get rid of everything if we can fit it, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So what we did was we started with just emptying out their room. And it wasn't going to work. We were not going to be able to get everything back in, arrange it. And then when you came in the teens room, a lot of their stuff was either in crates or boxes. And they were just kind of like, it's fine, it's fine. I'm like, I know it's fine for you guys, but I don't want you guys to feel like I'm making you live out of boxes until college. So I didn't want them to feel like that. So we started with this, and then the idea came last night. I don't remember whose idea it was at first, but it was, why don't we just switch the rooms? So now the teens room has 2 twin beds. One of them actually is the trundle that used to go under here for the original bunk bed, and then the younger 2 now have the bunk bed. And all we did was basically switch the mattresses around, and we have more that we want to do, but for now what we've done is, bless you, trundles in the teens room, the older girls room, the bunk bed's here, this 13-year-old, 11-year-old. Originally when we first took her in, the oldest was here, and then the now 13-year-old, and then the 11-year-old was on a trundle in here, and we had a toy room. So like, we always had the extra space, but now we're just trying to make everything work. So day 1, we took everything out. Day 2, you've already seen. I don't know when this video will go up. I want to wait until we're like finished, so it may be a while after starting. Day 1 was mid-September. We'll start there. Day 2, we made a list, and we pay for things as we go. We don't have credit cards. We try to stay out of debt as much as possible. We have a mortgage, and that's about it. So we try to stay as debt free as possible. So we pay for things slowly as we go. 2020, when the girls, we were like, you know, the girls are older, they need real dressers, not just drawer units. We did buy these off of Amazon. If they're still on Amazon, I'll link them below. If not, I will link my dresser, because it's almost exactly like theirs, except I have 4 or 5 drawers, and I don't have these 2 little ones. So if they don't have this one, I'll link mine. It's so close to being the same thing. I think I have a different wood texture color, right? Mine's brown, yours is black. Yeah, so mine's brown, theirs is black. So we started with that when we started in 2020 renovating the entire house. We also, because they have so many American Girl dolls from gifts from family and friends, we bought these bunk beds from Amazon as well. And they're actually, the reason why we chose these is because there are 3 beds total on that bunk bed. So that worked out really well. Then sometime in 2020, Sorry. So sometime in 2020, we also made this. This is a plastic tote, and I'm going to have them remove their dolls, so this looks a little bit neater before y'all finish. This is a plastic tote like you get it back to school time. And all we did was we took a dowel rod and hung it up in here. I think you guys can kind of see it. Trying to hold the camera. Yeah, there you go. A dowel rod. And then we used the American Girl hangers, and then... if you're a guy, hit mute for about 10 seconds. These are actually bra hangers from buying bras that we use. We found that these actually work really well with like the long sleeve and the sleeveless American Girl doll dresses. Some of these are ones people made us. Some are actual American Girl brand. American Girl years ago when I first had my first American Girl doll actually sold patterns where you could make doll clothes based on them. This is actually a Felicity pattern. And my grandmother made that one for me years and years ago. So we've just slowly been adding to the collection. And this thing, you can actually see there has 1, and then there's 2, and then there's 3 for the beds. So we moved that in here. And then anything that's like doll pajamas, doll bibs, anything like that is in their original diaper bag from when they were babies. And we're going to keep it right there. So that's the progress we've made so far. So day 1, this was in here. Starting with day 2 now, this is a dollhouse Sarah built. She wants to keep it. We've moved the toy box in here. That's where all of their stuffed animals are kept. We've had that toy box since before my oldest was born. The knitting machine was something that I had as a kid. My grandmother, not long after Blizzard of 93 hit, she wanted me to have something to do at home that was a craft. So she found this, or my uncle did, I can't remember. And years later, whenever I was wanting to teach the girls how to do it, Matt built this table for me. And the box around it helps it to keep from moving around. There's a dropout hole in the center. It's a knitting machine. So like as the piece goes round and round, it drops down. There's a piece there. And you can also add the weight to it because you're supposed to put a weight on it. Which is also why the basket's there, not just for yarn. So we buy spools of yarn. That's for them to do. And now, as we're finishing up day 2, Sarah's working on trying to get the Loving Family dollhouse together. There's also a drawer unit that's going to have to go right here that holds the extra Loving Family dollhouse pieces that don't fit in here and the characters. Rebecca's Merida dolls. She doesn't have Sophia the First anymore. She outgrew that, so we got rid of that. What is our goal with this shelf right here, Sarah?
Doll stuff.
Yeah, doll stuff. And is it just doll stuff, or do you have any craft stuff? Oh, you do still have a Sophia the First doll.
Yeah, I really like her.
There's also my wire.
Yeah, so you have some craft stuff in here. And then our house is an older house that was added onto, so we actually do not have central heating. Even after the central heating went out, we found that it's actually cheaper to just let everybody heat their own rooms as they want. Matt and I like ours around like 55 in the winter for the 2 of us because we like it cooler in our room at night. So, but the kids don't. So like theirs goes down to 65. So they'll turn theirs on. Do you 65 or 70? Depends on how cold it is. Yeah, so they've got their own heater in here that works. The AC works. That's the weird part. So another thing we talked about was, again, so this only works in the summer. It's been scratched up and stuff because we've had it for 9 years. Our goal is next week, because again, this is going to be several weeks project, guys. It's probably not going to happen all overnight. Our goal next week is to buy magnets that will go over top of the vent in here and the teen room for the winter months to try to keep down on the cold and kind of cover that up. And then in the summer, if the magnets work and they don't make it any more rusty, then we're just going to replace the vents in the summer. You'll probably see the room reveal way before then. But yeah, so day 2, also Walmart this morning, like 7 o'clock this morning, 7:30 this morning, we went to Walmart. And we had one of these with 24 pockets, but we wanted to get a second one. When we found pink, the teens decided to keep the one that's not pink, and then the one that is pink goes in here, which Sarah loves pink, and then Rebecca actually has pink sheets that come really close to matching that. We've already moved the clothes over. That was one of my goals for day 1, since the next day was going to be a travel day. I wanted them to have their clothes as quick as possible. So we've already moved clothes over. Top of the closet we're working on. The teens room, we actually have already started with 2 baskets for their throw blankets to be able to have a little bit easier for them to access. This bed actually sits 2 inches higher off the floor than the teens bed does. So I'm probably just going to get, next Friday when I go to Walmart again, I will get 2 more baskets to go under here for their throw blankets. Because you can see Rebecca just kind of keeps all of her throw blankets on her bed with her collection of stuffed animals. So that's fine, because like that was one of the goals of this bunk bed when we got it, because when we had, let's see, we had a 4-year-old on this bunk bed when we moved in, specifically this bed of it. So I was fine with, like, I'm one of those parents, as long as it's on the bed and it looks neat-ish, I don't care. Like the blankets are neat-ish for me, so I don't care. The top bunk, it usually has to have more work anyways, but Sarah's a little more minimalistic than Rebecca is, so it works out great. So goal, I don't think we're going to be able to, I would love to sand this out and get it all pretty, but honestly guys, the bed's already been here for 9 years, so once, I don't know, we may eventually just end up getting 2 twin beds for in here, we'll see, but for now we're just not really worried as much about like the scuffs and scratches on the bed, more worried about just getting everybody their own personal space. We also moved their dressers in last night. I think the first things that came in last night when we finished moving the beds, my first goal was clothes. I actually love this, guys. This is the Walmart, I don't know what it's called, but the Walmart brand of kids interior design, decor, functional storage space stuff. But check this out. You see that spring piece at the top? This thing doesn't move. Whereas the one you see on the back currently has a hat on it. Like, you can see how loose that is. But because of that spring piece at the top of this one, these shoes aren't going anywhere. So I'm really happy about that. I mean, honestly, guys, if the adult ones aren't like that and I ever have to replace mine, I may want to get the springs like that one for mine. But yeah, so day 2 progress. Again, I would love to have shown you day 1, but I didn't want to start filming until they were okay with it, because I want them to have their own personal space and things and be able to say, hey, I do want to be on camera, hey, I don't. Even for something as simple as just their room, even if they're not on camera. So, but they decided tonight, like, hey, are you actually going to show this? And I was like, you know, if you want me to, we can, sure. So day 1, just picture like all of this was completely out of here. There was only a bed in here and it echoed so bad. Right, Sarah? It was echoing so bad in here. But yeah, and we are going to leave these. Y'all have seen these in here before. Matt added this shelf for collector dolls that they received when their aunt passed away. Some of these were mine. A lot of these were gifts. Some of these were my Nana's. Some of these are things my Nana made me. So like they wanted to keep those in here, so those are going to stay, and then those are theirs as well. That's actually not from their cruise. That's actually from the cruise my grandmother went on before she took us on one. Like, she went on a Disney cruise a couple years before she took us and was like, you know what, I want to go back and I think this would be a perfect vacation for them. So that's not from ours. But again, here's where we are so far, and then I will bring you back in on the next day when we have progress. Oh, by the way, also, basically the bottom of the closet is currently empty, and our goal right now is to just keep it empty and nothing comes into any room until it specifically has a place. So that number 1, we make sure it has a place before it comes in, and number 2, so that we can make sure everything's going to have a place when it gets there. And I know that kind of sounds like it's the same point, but in my head it doesn't. But it's also been a long day, so let me see. Okay, that's adorable. Where did you get the fence piece?
You know that doll, the fairy garden set that came in the box.
Okay, yeah. We got a...
They had fence.
The fairy garden set from Aldi's had fence. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if that was some of the fence piece from Walmart in there. Yeah, stuff we were looking at today. The Christmas villages. Gotcha. No, she's been building this. It's so cute. It has some American Girl doll stuff. It has some...
Look at my little China set.
I do see the China set. That is adorable. You found your Merida necklace. You've had that since you were 6. Yeah, so here's progress day 2. And I will bring you back when we've made more progress.